Greetings and welcome to this episode of Remember Me. Copyright 2023, Kat Morgan. All rights reserved. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next episode. Now, let's see. Yes. Episode 4. A calm and clear day. 37 Tango is monitoring traffic along southeast Houston, flying at altitude, cruising south of I-610 between the 288 and I-45 corridors. Current air conditions were calm and clear. Traffic below seemed to be in the typical mid-morning patterns, moving steadily along on the freeways with relatively little traffic on the surface streets. Thompson let his gaze drift towards the horizon momentarily, just enjoying the view. He nudged Ramirez in the arm and nodded toward the old river quarry. A half-dozen buzzards were circling over a section of the quarry on the northeast side, where the older abandoned section of the quarry was located. Ramirez called into dispatch and advised they were going to take a quick sweep and check out the quarry. Receiving confirmation from dispatch, Thompson angled the helicopter and pressed the throttle forward slightly, taking them into a shallow curve around the area where the birds were circling. Ramirez grabbed his binoculars and adjusted the lens until he could see the surface tarmac of the access road coming into the north end of the quarry in detail. He reoriented to where the area should be that had the birds' interest, as Thompson kept tightening the curve, leaning Ramirez into the window with a more direct angle to the ground. He waited, holding his breath as they came into view of a small clearing between several tall piles of loose rock debris, when he abruptly swore and dropped the binoculars. "What? What is it?" Thompson yelled into his headset. Ramirez just shook his head and held up his hand and grabbed the mic. "Dispatch, this is 37 Delta, come in." "Copy 37 Delta, this is dispatch, what's your 1020? "We are over the quarry, approximately 0.8 miles due south from the access road." "Sir, there's a body down there." "A small body." His words caught in his throat. A child's body. He dropped the mic in his lap and looked over at Thompson, who sat incredulous next to him, oblivious to anything but keeping the bird in the lazy circle as he gaped at his partner, watching tears well momentarily in Ramirez's eyes before being brushed away angrily with the back of his hand. They did traffic patrols. They reported accidents, not homicides. "I'm okay," Ramirez said, wiping his face again with his arm. He picked up the mic and pushed the transmit button, speaking into the silence on the other end. "We're coming in. Send someone out here now. Just follow the birds." "Copy that. Officers are en route. Dispatch out." Newsflash. I had stopped watching or reading the news a month ago. The continual barrage of death and destruction had been making me seriously depressed. With my natural empathic nature always open, trying to heal the wounds and pain of those around me, I was dying an energetic death by 1,000 cuts. The more I heard, the worse it seemed to get. The world was spiraling downwards, and so was I. The only way to stop it was to stop letting that energy into my personal space. Period. Consequently, I had no idea what was or wasn't happening in the news. After the most recent White Room session, I thought it might be a good idea to see if I could find out what this was really all about. I plopped down on the couch and started up my laptop, opening a Google search page. I thought I should start my search in my local area and see what was happening in Houston, so I typed Houston news for lack of any other ideas and hit enter. Expecting anything and everything, I was shocked numb when the following story appeared at the top of the page. A black and white photo of a small covered shape surrounded by police officers. Above the heading, body of young boy found in abandoned quarry. Residents shocked. KTRK, ABC 13, Houston. The body of a young Hispanic boy was found early this morning in an abandoned section of the Old River Gravel and Rock Quarry southeast of Houston. Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences announced the unidentified male is estimated to be between 8 and 9 years old. At a brief press conference held earlier, HBD spokesperson Shelley Carson asked for the public's assistance regarding any information that might help the investigation. At this time, we are still trying to identify the body and to notify next of kin. If you've seen or heard anything suspicious in the area around the quarry, please notify our office immediately at 713-222-5555. When asked how the child was killed, Ms. Carson replied, "No comment." Police presence in the area outside the quarry, particularly along the residential areas closest to the abandoned quarry sections, has been increased at the request of residents in the area. I was horrified, appalled. Chills raced down my spine and my stomach dropped out from underneath me. Was this what I was being called to help with in some way? Feeling overwhelmed, I collapsed on the couch, shaking my head and repeating over and over, "No, no, nope, no way, not going there, nuh-uh, not happening, not me." Little by little, my initial outrage and shock settled into a cold, dispassionate assessment. I could do something about it if I wanted to. Free will and all that. Realistically, though, I wasn't as sure of myself as she who knows seemed to be. I must have something I don't know about, some special talent or skill or something. I just couldn't get it out of my head. The story and the photo of the quarry kept swirling around in my imagination. I got dressed for work, swallowed more Motrin for the ongoing migraine, now drugged down to a dull thudding inside my skull, determined to think no more of it for the rest of the day. As I walked into the office, I was greeted by a, "Yay, Elisa's here, help!" How nice of the universe to give me a work crisis to distract me from that nightmare scene.